Breaking news on Breeze TV, JMU Athletics Director Jeff Bourne is due to retire at the end of this academic year, ending a 25-year reign at the university. We'll show you his lasting impact on JMU sports and the legacy he leaves behind.
Plus how one coach teaches character on and off the field.
Election Day is 53 days away. We find out more about the names on the ballot.
And in honor of National Suicide Prevention Week, JMU reminds the student body of mental health resources.
And dreams come true at an art exhibit focusing on the refugee community in Harrisonburg.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Back to Breeze TV, I'm Maggie Rickerby.
And I'm Zoe Mowry. We start our broadcast off today with breaking news. Our sports director, Colby Reese, has more. Colby?
Thank you, Zoe. JMU Athletic Director Jeff Bourne will retire after 25 years at the helm of JMU Sports. President Jonathan Alger announced Bourne's departure at this morning's Board of Visitors meeting. Bourne followed Don Lemisch in the job. It was the AD before Lemisch, Dean Ehlers, who really brought JMU sports to prominence. Ehlers was the longest-serving AD before Bourne. He spent 22 years at JMU and oversaw the creation of the football team and the hiring of legendary coach Challenge McMillan. Bourne's career may have an even greater impact. Not only did he oversee the football team's entrance into FBS football, he also oversaw the expansion of Bridgeforth, the new Convo Center, and the building of the Atlantic Union Bank Center. Alger talked through Bourne's accomplishments and thanked him for all he's done in the athletic department. Alger says the university will conduct a national search for a replacement, which Bourne will help with.
I really don't think there's a better time to turn over the leadership of this program. We are in a great place, and you always want to feel like you can go out on top, and you went out when you wanted to. Not many athletic administrators get a chance to do that. It's normally the other way around. But for me, it's been a work of love. I look forward to the next 9 months leading this program.
Position until the conclusion of the athletic season. There's no question Bourne will leave a lasting impact on JMU athletics. Here's more on some of his incredible accomplishments. Since the start of Jeff Bourne's 25-year tenure as Director of Athletics at JMU, he has overseen the Dukes through 3 national championships between JMU football in 2004 and 2016 and lacrosse in 2018, alongside 151 NCAA postseason appearances. Bourne was present for JMU football's 2 college game day appearances in 2015 and then again in 2017. Bourne also watched over JMU's transition from the Coastal Athletic Association to the Sun Belt Conference. In its inaugural year, JMU recorded 220 wins, 114 losses, and 9 ties, with a nearly 66% winning percentage, and saw women's basketball and volleyball through the Sun Belt Championship and into NCAA postseason play. It was announced back in August that the Sun Belt would reinstate its swim and dive program, a league which JMU Swim and Dive, who is currently a member of the Coastal Collegiate Sports Association, would be joining in the next year. Along with the conference transition to the Sun Belt, lacrosse also found its new home in the Atlantic Athletic Association, and field hockey will be going to the Mid-American Conference for the 2024-25 season. I am now joined by faculty athletics representative Roger Sankson to talk more about Bourne's legacy. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks.
Can you just kind of talk about the legacy that Jeff Bourne has left on JMU athletics?
Well, if you go back to 1999, we were overcommitted in sports and in violation of Title IX. So literally his first steps were going in and deciding which sports we were going to continue here at JMU, and unfortunately which sports we were going to have to discontinue. That was a very hard time. But once we did that, we were able to fully fund all the sports activities at that particular point in time, which suddenly allowed us to be much more competitive. So that step, along with the increase of the facilities, and something a lot of people don't understand is his investment in the student athlete's academic success. He spent a lot of time, effort, and money to build up academic support in terms of tutoring, academic advising, pods where our student athletes can go and study. We even equip our buses with Wi-Fi so they can continue to do homework and connection with campus when they're traveling. So that academic component is often overlooked, but really has helped JMU's national image.
And what has it been like for you personally working with Jeff Bourne?
It's been pretty amazing. I've known Jeff even before I took over the FAR role. We have children about the same age. But when I went into Jeff's office the very first day in which I was appointed by the president, he said, "You're coming on at a good time, that we're on for a great ride. Going to be bumpy, but when we get through with his particular vision of the athletic situation, we're going to be second to none."
And can you kind of give some insight into how finding a replacement of Jeff Bourne will take place?
It'll be a national search, as indicated. We will hire a professional firm to sift through applicants, and then we'll do one of three methods, which we've done in the past. Number one, we'll do on-site method, where the individual headhunting firm is located. The search team will fly in, we'll interview the candidates there and make a decision. A second way is what we call an airport interview. We'll go to a major metropolitan airport and the various candidates will fly in and we keep them separate during that time period. And occasionally we actually bring the finalists to campus, but that's rare in a particular national search like this.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Roger. And we'll have more coverage in this coming weeks on Jeff Bourne and JMU's approach to finding his replacement. I'll have everything else in Breeze TV Sports after the break. Zoe and Maggie, back to you.
Thank you, Colby. When we come back,
after football's historic win against UVA, they look to defeat the defending Sun Belt champs.
then another matchup between the Dukes and the Cavaliers tied in the last 16 seconds.
Then volleyball takes the broom and sweeps their invitational.
All this and more on our sports director's birthday show.
Dude, we need gas. No, we gotta get those Supremes. We're not gonna make
Thank
it.
you.
So worth it, right? I'm glad y'all ran out of gas. Boldly seasoned chicken Supremes with a biscuit fixin' and drink. It's bow time. It's bow time. It takes 49 steps to bake a fluffy made-from-scratch Bojangles biscuit. But to make it a country ham biscuit, it takes 50. Get a fresh buttermilk biscuit today with a slice of juicy country-style ham. It's bow time. It's bow time.
We gonna split this solo?
No. Come on. Split the drive?
No chance. What are you wearing?
Split these?
I thought you'd never ask.
Introducing Bo's Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Bo's Carolina Gold Chicken Sandwich. Boldly seasoned hand-breaded chicken, topped with pickles, slaw, and your choice of 2 sauces. So good, you'll want to get both and split them with a friend. Download the Bojangles app and order ahead. It's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true, but it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
The one, the only Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Sports Desk, this is Colby Reese. JMU football is set for a matchup with defending Sun Belt champions Troy tomorrow at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Alabama. Had the Dukes been eligible last season, they would have faced the Trojans in the conference championship game. The team is coming off a huge road win against in-state rival UVA, which saw the Dukes come back from an 11-point deficit in the fourth quarter after an hour weather delay. Jordan McLeod, in his first official start for JMU, went 20 for 31 passing for 224 yards and a touchdown. However, the Dukes' offense mainly came from their rush attack, similar to the season opener. Tyson Lawton rushed for 79 yards and scored twice in the win. On the other side of the ball, the Dukes defense allowed 377 yards passing last week to the Cavaliers' backup quarterback, which has raised concerns in the defensive backfield. However, JMU has stopped the run at a high rate, only allowing 40 yards per game and 1.16 yards per rush, which ranks first in the country. Head coach Kirk Zanetti said stopping the run is a key of emphasis for the team this week, facing a Troy team rushing for over 200 yards per game so far. Cignetti spoke about his approach to making sure his team is prepared for what should be a very physical game.
We need some people to step up, like I said before, and we need to pull more guys right now that are feeling nice and comfy, that life is good, over to here. Whereas this urgency about finding the edge.
The game, which is JMU's first not being the favorite, will kick off at 7 p.m. tomorrow night on NFL Network. JMU field hockey is gearing up for a huge weekend on the field. Number 14 Boston College will head to Harrisonburg to take on the Dukes. This is the second game against a nationally ranked opponent for the Dukes in less than a week. This past Sunday, the Dukes took on the 10th ranked team in the country, the Temple Owls. Azul Carabuas slammed one home for the JMU in the second quarter. The Dukes were feeling the upset, but it all fell apart in the second half. Lisa Nielsen scored from a corner to knot it up at 1. Then, with about 10 minutes left in the game, Kate Miller blasted the game winner home. The Dukes go down 2-1. They drop to 2-4 on the season. That game against BC starts at 1 p.m. Sunday at the JMU Field Hockey Complex. Head coach Christy Morgan has one of the most legendary careers and was recently inducted into the Field Hockey Coaches Hall of Fame. She coached the Dukes in the 90s and returned to Harrisonburg in 2014. Seniors Mia Julian, Brandolyn Highball, and Tori Carwin reflect on their time playing under Morgan and how much it's meant to them.
She just made it seem like the greatest place to be, and I've thought that since I've been here, it really is, and it's just been everything that's cracked up to be, and I think Coach Morgan is a huge part of that. So every day we come out here, it's just because we love it so much, and I think she's the #1 reason why I can say that. It's never a dull day with Coach Morgan. She always keeps it fun, entertaining. She's just such a great woman, a great coach, and a great, powerful leader to all of us.
Coach is such a caring, kind person that she just genuinely values you as a person and wants to see you grow on and off the field. With all those lessons that she has taught me, just playing has become so much more as something that I just love to do every day. And I never thought that my passion could grow more. But every single day I desire to step out on the field to become 1% better, and for my teammates and as well as for my coaches.
You know, that's the fun thing about coaching. It's you can just coach the sport or you can coach the whole person. And my philosophy is to coach the whole person. I love the people that come here. I love my players. I care for them greatly, and in turn, they put in the work to be extraordinary, and they are extraordinary. We create a family environment. I love my players as people. I love them, and they know it. And I think the key ingredient to a good coach is that you care. I care about them so much.
I would want to say I love you here and really don't want to leave. I just enjoyed my time here, and honestly, I would not have wanted to pick any other school.
I would want to thank her for just growing my confidence and being able to push me to be the player I know I'm capable of.
I don't think I say that thank you enough, and I think that if I could just say one thing to her, it's just thank you for being amazing and teaching me to control the controllables, teaching me to have every day being the best day ever, wake up with a positive mindset, go to bed with a positive mindset, and tell the people that you're grateful for them.
What they give to me, what they give to this program is a piece of their heart, and it's awesome. And a little piece of their big hearts is a huge piece.
JMU Volleyball handled the competition in the Erie Insurance Invitational, only losing a single set. With matches against top 10 opponents Oregon and Pitt on the horizon, Sam Reinard shows us how the Dukes reflected on the weekend and how they're preparing for a highly competitive invitational.
During their invitational at home last weekend, resulting in multiple players achieving career highs. Sunday's match was tight as the Dukes were determined to end on a high note.
It's so great to be in this facility and to have our fans here. And that last point, you heard how loud it was in here. It's such a fun, home, competitive environment. And then to get 3 wins is awesome, too.
Throughout day 3 of the Invitational, JMU showed their ability to bounce back after being down multiple points in all 3 matches.
I think we were able to come back from point deficits. Like, we were down a few points. Even in yesterday's game, I believe, we were able to come back. And that just comes down to, like, our belief in our team and our confidence.
Before they go into Sun Belt play, the team is facing Oregon from the Pac-12 Conference and Pitt from the ACC. Using their experience from their gameplay as a whole, players Bernaya Reed and Sophie Davis say their strategy is just to play the JMU way.
Not to overdo it, just like I said, do our job. Details really matter. We're just going to go all out, leave it all on the floor. We're not afraid of the name, you know. We've played big names before, and that's fine. But it's just volleyball. And if we play our game, then, you know, we're a good team. And I believe in myself and the team. So I'm really excited to get out on the court.
Reporting from the Convocation Center for Breeze TV, this is Sam Reinard.
9th-ranked JMU men's soccer matched up with their in-state rival, the Virginia Cavaliers, on Tuesday. In front of the second-largest attendance ever recorded at Centera Park, Virginia got on the board first in the 5th minute on a header by Stephen Anar Gayamfi. The contest was a hard-fought affair, but after a UVA player received his second yellow with under 10 minutes remaining, the Dukes were able to push for an equalizer. With 15 seconds left in regulation, it was Rodrigo Robles that gave the Dukes the tying goal, sending shockwaves all throughout a packed Centera Park. The Dukes will look to carry momentum from the Tuesday contest into Saturday when they take on number 2 ranked Marshall. It is tabbed for a 7 p.m. start at Centera Park. That's all from the world of sports. Zoe and Maggie, back to you.
Thank you so much, Colby. When we come back,
the move off campus can seem closer than you think, but we have what you can do to ease the stress.
And election season is approaching. Our political correspondent, Regine Aranazari, introduces us to 2 more politicians.
And impeachment, COVID, and relations between Russia and North Korea are making national headlines.
There's more coming up next, so stay tuned.
It's bow time.
Dude, we need gas.
Yo, we gotta get those Supremes.
We're not gonna make it.
It's bow time, baby.
So worth it, right? I'm glad y'all ran out of gas.
Boldly seasoned chicken Supremes with a biscuit, fixin', and drink. It's bow time. It's bow time. It takes 49 steps to bake a fluffy, made-from-scratch Bojangles biscuit. But to make it a country ham biscuit, it takes 50. Get a fresh buttermilk biscuit today with a slice of juicy country-style ham. It's bow time. It's bow time.
We gonna split this solo?
No. Come on. Split the drive?
No chance. What are you wearing?
Split these?
I thought you'd never ask.
Introducing Bo's Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Bo's Carolina Gold Chicken Sandwich. Boldly seasoned hand-breaded chicken, topped with pickles, slaw, and your choice of 2 sauces. So good, you'll want to get both and split them with a friend. Download the Bojangles app and order ahead. It's Bo time.
Bojangles, Cajun filet biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun filet biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun filet biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true. But it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
This is Breeze TV.
This week is National Suicide Prevention Week. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention hopes to use this week to, quote, inspire more and more people to learn how they can play a role in their communities in helping save lives. But despite these tough conversations, JMU wants to start it by giving students the resources needed in order to support mental health. Executive Director of the Campus Suicide Prevention Center, Danette Gibbs, says help can come in many different forms, whether it be the counseling center or reaching out to student services.
Feeling like you have true, authentic connections with someone is so important. And so just being a friend to someone, being available, being there, answering their calls, returning their texts, letting them know you care and you're there for them, and following through on those promises is huge.
It's also said JMU Student Support Hub website provides numerous options to help out with situations that can seem like a burden. Now for Breeze TV Politics, our political correspondent, Regine Aranazari, is here with the latest updates out of Virginia. Regine?
Thanks, Zoe, and welcome to Breeze TV Politics. Governor Glenn Youngkin has signed a new bipartisan state budget deal. Virginia's divided General Assembly passed the legislation last week, over 6 months after the original deadline. The budget deal will include $1 billion in tax relief and bolstered spending for public education and mental health resources. Under the legislation, Virginians can file for a one-time tax rebate of $200 or $400 for joint filers. This week, we have two new installments of People in Politics, your source to keep up with all the names you need to know on the local ballots. Joshua Huffman is the Libertarian candidate running for state senate here in the 2nd District. He holds a master's in political science and previously ran for Harrisonburg City Council in 2014. As a Libertarian, Huffman is an advocate for increased ballot access and voting rights.
For people not only to realize they have another choice, so they don't have to say, well, I don't really like either of my Republican or Democratic choices, but I got to pick the lesser of two evils. To say to people, you do have other choices, and you should have other choices.
Huffman's top priority is allowing constituents to feel heard, a value he says current State Senator Openshane lacks.
So, we need someone in office who, number one, is willing to speak to everybody. I don't care, what their political affiliation is. At the end of the day, he or she who is elected, goes to Richmond and in some sense represents us all. But if they only say, well, I'm only going to talk to Republicans or I'm only going to talk to Democrats, then that leaves a huge segment of the population, or I'm not going to talk to independents, that leaves a huge segment of the population that has no voice at all.
Breeze TV contributor Jacob Perez is in studio with this week's top stories in the nation. Jacob, could you tell us a little bit more about what's going on?
Thanks, Regine. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has launched an inquiry into President Joe Biden.
We are now cutting to our teas, and so as we wrap things up on Breeze TV,
how one JMU staff member remembers the lives lost on 9/11.
Then, did you know that goats actually help with relaxation? Our contributor Maddie Bynack tells us how.
Then Abby Allard has your weekend weather,
and you don't want to miss it.
It's bow time.
Dude, we need gas.
Yo, we gotta get those Supremes.
We're not gonna make it.
It's bow time, baby.
So worth it, right? I'm glad y'all ran out of gas.
Boldly seasoned chicken Supremes with a biscuit, fixin', and drink. It's bow time. It's bow time. It takes 49 steps to bake a fluffy, made-from-scratch Bojangles biscuit. But to make it a country ham biscuit, it takes 50. Get a fresh buttermilk biscuit today with a slice of juicy country-style ham. It's bow time. It's bow time.
We gonna split this solo?
No. Come on. Split the drive?
No chance. What are you wearing?
Split these?
I thought you'd never ask.
Introducing Bo's Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Bo's Carolina Gold Chicken Sandwich. Boldly seasoned hand-breaded chicken, topped with pickles, slaw, and your choice of 2 sauces. So good, you'll want to get both and split them with a friend. Download the Bojangles app and order ahead. It's bow time.
The one. The only. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spice Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time. Bojangles, Cajun Filet Biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spice Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun Filet Biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
This is Breeze TV.
This week, JMU joined the country to mark the 22nd anniversary of 9/11, an unforgettable moment in history now commemorated by embracing community and strength. Noel James takes us through how JMU remembers the fallen.
It's been 22 years since 9/11, and for some, the memories are still fresh. Nick Langridge, Vice President for University Advancement, was working in JMU athletics for the Duke Club when the attacks unfolded.
Nothing prepares you for a moment like that. There's no script or playbook. We couldn't believe what we were watching. It was stunning. It was tragic. It really just took all of our breath away. And I remember thinking about my father, who was working at the Pentagon at that time, and not being able to get in touch with him.
But when Langridge did get to speak with his father,
there was relief for me. And then there was just this pit in my stomach for family members who didn't get that relief, who did lose a loved one that day and never got that phone call. I knew that as a country, as a JMU community, we would always remember those people who were affected on the tragedy of 9/11.
Young Americans for Freedom, also known as YAF, spearheaded placing American flags on the quad. Even though the current student body did not experience 9/11, Langridge said the flags honoring the fallen is, quote, encouraging.
To see the flags on the quad in that way was the first time I remember that way of remembrance, and I thought it was really powerful.
It's not all about YAF at the end of the day, especially for this event. This is about memorializing and ensuring we're honoring and never forgetting what 9/11 is. We will never forget that as a country, and that's why we brought this here to JMU, to ensure that no one will ever forget what happened on these tragic events of September 11th, 2001.
Reporting for Breeze TV, this is Noel James.
Dreams unfold in an exhibit that tells the story of local high school refugees. The refugees were given 3 prompts to guide their personal stories through collages. Contributor Lauren Keller visits Eastern Mennonite University to focus on the bigger picture of their art.
World Church Service organizers hosted local refugees at a summer camp with a goal to share their stories, cultures, and dreams for the future. Organizers picked Harrisonburg as a hub for the camp because of its diverse population.
We can create a big community where everyone can flourish at the same time. Harrisonburg was the right spot.
David Samuel, a refugee from Mozambique, showcases his challenges of coming to America through his artwork. He was able to foster connections with other refugees through this experience.
When I came to the program, there were people who same background as me, some who were not. And it was fun meeting new people too. I made some new friends that we don't even understand each other, but we can still try.
Through this program, refugees are able to share parts of their experiences that people may not always think or hear about.
So that articulation of their stories and their identities and being able to express that. And then also the community being able to hear that and receive that and also see what stories are here among us.
The exhibition is open to everyone for the rest of September at EMU's Sadie Hartzler Library. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Lauren Keller.
JMU students stretched it out with some barnyard buddies this week on Festival Lawn. Contributing reporter Madeline Bynack has the story.
Some people look to their pets to comfort them in hard times. Others turn to meditation. Eric Evans has found the most benefits in combining the two.
The amount of happiness that just holding a goat gives somebody is magical.
After his wife died of cancer, he turned to his family's farm for support.
During the time that I had an 8-year-old daughter, and my daughter and I used our alpacas to get through that time. It was kind of a management of grief for us.
At his first event, Evans met Katie, his current wife and business partner. Their passion for mental health advocacy led to a nonprofit organization, Pactmere Cares. Together, they work to bring mental and physical healing across Virginia through workshops and private events. JMU was their most recent stop.
When we started goat yoga, and then we saw the interaction that the goats have with people, it was just like, boom, animal-assisted therapies.
350 students signed up to show off their yoga skills with these unlikely partners.
We're like sweet mates, so like she told me about it, and then I signed up for it like literally right before it started.
She's the one that found it online, and she was like, you have to sign up for this. Yes. And so sign up right now. We hurriedly signed up.
Many students who participated in the event said it was a great way to ease the back-to-school transition and connect with their friends, roommates, and suite mates in a laid-back environment.
Yoga is definitely like a for the beginners type of thing, but then when you throw in the goats, you get like, I mean, they weigh like, I wouldn't say 50 pounds, but like a small dog.
Over the past year, Evans has helped around 6,000 participants realize the magic of animal therapy.
You know, obviously to be able to see what it does for other people, it can't help but make us equally as happy.
I'm Madeline Bynack, reporting for Breeze TV.
And now our reporter, Alexa Bonilla, is live in studio with the latest updates on the Food Truck Fest happening this weekend. Alexa, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Zoe. I'm here with Nate Riddle, the Executive Director of Open Doors. Open Doors is the Valley's only low-barrier shelter. Can you give us a little background on what that means?
Absolutely. We're very proud of our low barrier philosophy, which means that if you're over the age of 18 and experiencing the crisis of homelessness, we provide you shelter.
And can you tell us a little bit about the event happening tomorrow?
Absolutely. Well, Food Truck Fest will be a fun day at the fairgrounds. We'll have 12 food trucks. We'll have a variety of adult beverages if you're old enough to partake. We'll have 3 local musicians, one being a JMU Duke, and so we're very excited to welcome the community out for a great day of fun.
Thank you so much, Nate, for joining me. Food Truck Fest takes place Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Rockingham County Fairgrounds. So, hey, Abby, what's the weather looking like for this weekend? Is it going to be rainy? Is it going to be sunny? What's it looking like?
Thanks, Alexa. Some lower humidity as the temperature's lower, so does the humidity. We're looking on Friday. It's going to be at 48 with the dew point. As we can see, it's going to be between humid and pleasant. But for Saturday, we're looking at in the high 40s for the dew point. And then on Sunday, we're looking at about 55 for the humidity level, so it bounces up a little bit. And then as for our Friday weather, we're reaching more into the 70s. And then on Saturday, we also see the 70s. And Sunday is kind of a wild card. We have a temperature in the 80s. And that's all I have for weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you so much, Abby. As we end our show, we just want to give a huge shout out to our sports director, Colby Reese. It's his 20th birthday today, and he did so much great work today.
Yes, happy birthday, Colby. I think that we had a great show. I love that we're wearing both pink because Barbie's coming out on digital this week. It's already out, I think. Yeah.
So excited to watch it.
All right, so we'll see you guys next time, same place.